Yes. Yeah.
But like the comparison, like with me and some of the other guys.
So that'd be something neat to see, the Harry Centers.
The Pirates playing in Williams.
Welcome back for the third period. Our favorite and least favorite uniforms that aren't from our favorite teams.
Yeah, I had to do something different. We can't just. I mean, I'd always end up going with the Phils road jersey from 89 to 91. But my favorite is a baseball uniform. I love the Rays Fauxback jersey because even though they weren't a team in the 70s and 80s, their fake throwback is completely spot on for what a Rays jersey probably would have looked like had they existed then.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, the color scheme would be right. The lettering would be right.
Everything about it. It looks nice. It's not obnoxious. It's a fantastic uniform.
No, I feel it is a good uniform. I mean, it looks, like you said, it would be something that would be from that era.
Right.
On computer, stop. My computer's so much fun right now.
And I think they started wearing those the season after they lost to the Phils in the World Series. I think that was a 2009. Because, I mean, the picture has Joe Madden in there, and he would have still been manager then.
Yeah.
I seem to remember people calling it the Pepsi-free jersey when it first came out, too.
I can see that. I can definitely see that.
Now I have to find a picture of a can of Pepsi-free to match it up.
Of course you do.
Oh, Pepsi Light. That's what it was. Pepsi Light. Yeah, I gotta say, it's kind of close.
God.
When you see it.
Yeah. Oh, yep. Definitely see it. Yeah, the lettering is literally like nearly spot on. So if you go online,
the colors. Look at the jersey itself, that little design inside the A.
Yeah. So what year was this jersey again?
I want to say 2009 off the top of my head. I could be wrong, but
okay. So go find this jersey and then go find a Pepsi Light picture, and yes, it's right there.
A low-calorie cola with lemon. I kind of would have tried that, honestly. We've drank worse.
Yes, we have.
Lots of Dr. Pepper Red Fusion back in the day.
Yeah. I know how many Code Reds I used to drink. The Mountain Dew Code Reds.
Yeah, no, don't drink that.
Yeah, I used to have, when I was going to college, I would have probably at least 5 or 6 in the morning. Yeah. How I didn't.
So do you have a favorite from a team that isn't?
I'm torn.
Okay.
Because I liked the Atlanta Flames jersey. Just because of just how it was. Just a simple A, the Flames going up the middle. Old school, just like Calgary. But I don't know, just Atlanta, just because it used to be a team. And I was fond with the Atlanta Thrashers jersey.
The Thrashers color scheme's really good.
But though, I want to say the jersey that I really liked the most of the Thrashers was the third jersey.
Was that the powdered blue?
No, that was the one That was
with
not
the female reproductive system looking creature on it.
It's not why I liked it, but
Well, I didn't say that's why you liked it. I was describing it and asking if that's the one.
yeah, no, I hated the powdered blue one. That one I just no. But that third jersey I did like. That I did like. I mean, I wish they'd bring a team back to Atlanta, but
It's a great look. I like the Thrashers color scheme in general. I like the dark blue with the deep red and the powder blue and the yellow. It stood out. It's different. Even today, it's different from anything you see in hockey right now. But man, Atlanta has a hard time keeping hockey teams, so I don't see another one coming anytime soon.
yeah, between the Atlanta Flames and then the Atlanta, because the last season for the Flames was 79-80, and then they moved to Calgary. And then the Thrashers were there from 99 to 11 and then moved to Winnipeg.
Well, you never know. The Coyotes can move to Atlanta.
The Coyotes are having a hard time with anything right now.
Especially when you're playing
out of college arena.
How does that look on TV?
During the episode where John was on, we were watching it, and I don't think it was
blatantly
bad.
Noticeable.
I'm trying to remember. I want to say you can tell that it's not an NHL arena just because of, one, when it's a college arena, it just kind of doesn't help. Because you already know what this you already know what the stadium is. So it's not like it's it's if you did not know that they were going to be playing at a college arena, you might not see the difference because you're not expecting the difference. But being that it's like you're kind of looking for the subtleties of an NHL arena to the college arena. Gotcha. You're kind of looking for the subtleties there. Where if you don't know, you're not looking at it. Now the locker rooms were pictures of the locker rooms were pretty bad.
That was something else too.
That was bad.
But if you remember, the Senators' original arena was not a typical NHL arena because they had a big section of bleachers, what I would call hard cam side, where all the action is being filmed in front of, and then there was like a small, on the opposite side of those bleachers, 4 or 5 rows of seats, and then a wall. So,
yeah. Now, let me ask you this. Which logo would you like the best, knowing the hockey history? Jets of the old school Jets or the new school Jets logo?
Old school Jets.
I was just curious, just because I know reading on some articles, people say that, how they love the new one because it looks like a jet and all that. But then again, you got the old school stuff.
It's not a bad logo. I'm not saying it's a bad logo. I'm just saying for historical purposes, I mean, the Jets logo the original Jets logo is pretty iconic. It's hard to argue against that logo.
It is. Sort of like how the Whalers.
Oh, love that logo. Love that logo, love that jersey, love that color scheme. Everything about it is fantastic.
I do like how the Hurricanes do have a throwback for them.
Right. Let's move the Coyotes to Hartford.
There you go.
Bring back the whale.
That's one way to look at it.
All right, I guess I'll go. My worst one or my least favorite. I went with the Pistons 96 to 2001 overall look. The road jerseys with that teal and red and yellow. The Detroit Pistons have a very iconic look, iconic color scheme. It's that red, it's the blue, it's the white. It's clean. It's not all over the place. And then they just went balls out into 90s culture with this awful looking freaking set of uniforms and logo. Man.
Yeah, not
that is teal for the sake of teal is what it is.
not quite a good look. Ah, that's just me.
No, that's exactly why I don't like it. I mean, and look, in 2001 to 2004 they freshened it up and they went back to the old color scheme. That's great. They've since stayed with the old color scheme. They have a current logo that looks like the logo from the Bad Boys era. Still, that teal is just god awful.
That is,
but
yeah,
that's a problem with a lot of sports teams in that era. Because look at the freaking Marlins, look at the Rockies, look at the Raptors were a purple-based team. Those were two really popular colors in the sports world during that time frame. So they're not the only ones to do it. They just didn't do it right because it didn't fit that team's look. It didn't fit the team's attitude. It looked bad. And I'm guilty of having a Grant Hill Pistons jersey from that era.
You don't say.
For the record, my Horace Grant light blue Orlando Magic jersey was my favorite. Because I was a big Horace Grant fan. He was an awesome defender and rebounder.
That's funny. That's funny.
I wish I still had it. I couldn't wear it, but I wish I still had it. I was 11. I couldn't wear that now.
Might fit on your arm.
What's your least favorite?
Vancouver Canucks.
I knew it was going to be this.
I'm sorry. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's some NFL jerseys I could care less for that just kind of don't look good. There's some MLB ones. But for me, this jersey has always taken the cake for being the worst eye gouging color scheme. And if I probably would have timed it just right, Jason probably would have spit his water out all over his computer.
No, there was only a swig left, so there wasn't much for me to drink anyway.
The jersey lasted from 78 to 85. And it's kind of hard for me to describe this thing.
It's a V. It is.
Yeah, but the color scheme, literally it's like a giant V coming from the shoulders to the center of the jersey. And there's a bright yellow jersey with black, red V in it, and then there's a black jersey with a yellow and red V in it. But that's just an eye gouging. I wonder who thought of that. Like,
it's not pretty. I mean, it isn't visually,
and that's putting it nicely. Not pretty is putting it nicely.
It isn't a visually pleasant sight.
No, especially if you had a few drinks. No, because it's just not. I mean, they call it gold. I called it yellow. But we can go with puke, maybe.
I thought you were going to say piss, but okay, puke works.
Either or at this point.
Now, keep in mind, they won a Stanley Cup in that uniform.
No, they didn't.
Didn't they? Oh,
No.
They had a run for the Stanley Cup in that uniform.
Vancouver has not won a Stanley Cup yet.
They made it to the finals against the Flames.
Yeah, I was going to say they have not won the Stanley Cup
I was
yet.
scrolling fast, forgive me.
Now, they had chances to win it. They had 3 opportunities, but failed all 3. But yeah, that jersey scheme is just not. No. Yeah, that's an eye gouger. Like I said, out of all the other ones that I've seen, and just that one, just kind of. I mean, I could have went with the Eagles of, when they had the yellow and blue.
Well, that was their original uniform scheme.
Yeah, but this just doesn't look right, especially for Eagles. That when you look at it now, it's green, and now they're going that color.
Right.
They were
so
that
those
color.
Colors were the colors of the city flag. Well, are the colors of the city flag, but that's why they were using that color scheme back then. So the Canucks paid a San Francisco marketing firm $100,000 to come up with a new look.
What, after that or with that?
Oh, you got to hear this. Okay, so marketing experts told us that our stick in the rink logo, which was the logo most of us think of outside of the whale in the sea, was a good corporate symbol, but was too uninspiring for a sports team, said Canucks president Bill Hughes in 1978. And color psychologists recommended that new color combinations which arouse and excite aggression.
What, aggressively vomiting? Is that what
so they weren't going for? That's terrible. They paid someone to tell them that was
a bad idea. They had somebody pay that's a bad idea. Really? Anybody who looks at that can see that when people do it for free. I mean, now mind you, Jason, I almost went with the Chicago one. The Chicago White Sox of '76.
Where they had the softball shorts. Uniforms?
Yeah. Almost went with that one.
Okay, so the softball uniforms are visually nice. They just aren't functional. So the argument against them is that they're not functional for professional baseball when you're wearing freaking coach shorts and a polo. The Vancouver jersey is just ugly, and the fact that they paid a marketing firm to create that for them is even worse to know. Like, this wasn't an in-house thing. They went and hired someone to do this for them.
Well, they went for their money back. So I would have.
I wonder how much that would be adjusted for inflation. Hold, please. Hold on.
No, yeah,
and
that
it's San Francisco, so we know that I'm not having to do the Canadian dollar.
Yeah, that jersey was definitely. Yeah, the visual of it is just not there. It is horribly bad.
Adjusted for inflation, what they paid for those jerseys to be designed for them would be almost $500,000.
Oh. And somebody got that's just no.
That is your math for the week, folks.
Oh. $100,000 just for design of that jersey. That's just. No.
I got nothing else.
That's just a horrible jersey to begin with. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's other probably horrible jerseys out there, but that one for me takes the cake on anything. Just because it's, puke.
Okay, so do we want to quick talk about something we've been talking about off the air?
Can you elaborate that one?
Well, this kind of ties into it because I think this uniform's available as something to wear in that game.
Sure, why not? I mean, we can just call it a work in progress. We don't know the whole.
Yeah. Nothing about this is currently set in stone.
It's not official yet, but it's in the works of being a pipeline project.
And so it's not going to be an audio part of the program. It's going to be something, if we do it, it'll be specific for our YouTube channel to create some interesting content for YouTube. All of you listening know we love NHL hits, specifically NHL hits 2003. Mm-hmm. And I had spoken previously that my buddy Mike, who is one of my co-hosts on the Randy's pod, sent me a working PS2. So we've been tossing around the idea about doing a hits tournament specifically for the YouTube channel. And the reason I'm bringing this up is your ranting about the V jersey has me really close to not playing as my normal team in hits and playing as the Canucks for this tournament.
Well, I think if we end up doing the tournament, it should just be random teams. You know, like we put.
I think we should go in as one. We each pick a team, and that's who we play.
Well,
as.
Yeah, we pick like a random team. You know, like we just put teams in a hat.
Like you won't be the Flyers.
We just pick random teams. We just put. I mean, keep it fair. Just kind of whatever. Just throw everything in a hat and just.
Yeah.
You know, but because I don't know if they have, because I know EA did, where you could you just hit a button and it picks a random team. I don't remember if Hits has that.
I haven't bought it again to really get it knee deep into it.
Yeah, I don't 100% remember. I mean, I think I have O2 and Pro for my GameCube, or the GameCube version of it, because I still have my Wii somewhere in the basement.
Well, that's good. You still have it.
Yeah, that's always good to still have.
There's always that rumor that if you play with it too much, you'd lose it. So.
Yeah.
And I see you haven't gone blind, so that's a plus too.
Wow.
We're degrading into late night talk show territory now. But it's something we're talking about. It's something we're talking about doing because we've spoken about this game so much and our love for this game so much that we think it'll be entertaining. It'll be an entertaining stuff for our YouTube channel. But this is a few months in the works.
Because we still got to figure out if or how we can get how to get the gameplay recorded. Being it's a PlayStation 2, it doesn't have let's say the newer the PS4 or the PS5 or even Xbox has, where you hit a button and record your screen. So we got to try to figure out how to.
Yeah, we'd have to get
how to efficiently
video
capture
device.
How to capture that efficiently.
And that's going to have to somehow go from audio-visual cables or RCA cables, as they were originally known, to HDMI, and then factor how we're going to get that into a laptop, either mine or yours. So we got a lot of planning to do on this, but it is something we're thinking of doing down the road here.
It's going to be interesting. Either way you look at it.
How long do you think it's going to take for us to get back into rhythm with one-timers? Because that's how we always scored.
Good question.
We were not the kind of players to just pound the puck in. We were
not the type of players to start pounding
the puck into the goal. Thank you. And the one-timer, he gets it off with the one-timer.
Especially when your whole team's named
making
Pecker.
The goalie look foolish with a one-timer. Like, it was every goal was and a one-timer.
Well, what also made it even more hilarious when the whole team's named Pecker.
Idea.
We
might have to reach out to the guy who recorded the play-by-play for Hits.
Oh my God.
If we do this, we need to get him to record an intro.
Goodness. That would be because listening to
Because he's done podcasts with less viewers and listeners than we have, so I think we could probably get him to do something.
Because the thing is, though, when your whole team is named Pecker and just the way the commentary
But that
goes,
wasn't an option in 03. 03 Pecker wasn't an option.
which one wasn't an option in?
02.
Oh, I thought it was 03. I swear it was 03.
It was 02, because that was the first one that came out, and you were very excited to show me your team with everyone's name Pecker, and we were in tears because we were teenagers.
Yeah, and we would still find
Pecker
it funny to this
slaps
day.
it in.
Hey, we would still find it funny to this day. So I swear it was
Pecker
03,
with a hard
though.
one, getting it off.
I swear it was 03, though. I swear it was. But it's
No,
been
03
how
actually had names in it.
it's been so long anymore. So
I'll never
Everything-
forget
everything just
When-
kind of blends together.
when you made your custom team, and you're like, you got to see this. They have Dag as a name.
You were excited about that.
We both were. We couldn't believe it.
They didn't have David, but they had Dag.
They had Dave.
Yeah, yeah.
I know. But
Still, it's pretty funny though.
see, what I think is going to be fun about if we do this is going to be, because what I would like to do is have a camera on the people playing while capturing the video so that we can, like you see on YouTube when people are playing games and you can see them reacting to the game as it happens. I think that's going to be the funniest part, is watching us playing, and certain people who are probably going to play like to talk a lot of shit. So I can already see how this is going to go.
Yeah, definitely a mature rating at this point. Because actually, right now, as we speak, I'm actually trying to see because I know I've been looking up trying to figure out what all we would need for that, like what type of equipment. Because I know we need an HDMI capture card. I know we need, I think, another adapter. But yeah, but this is all in the works.
Something to go. We definitely need something to go. I'm going to say AV to HDMI too.
Yeah,
because the PlayStation AV.
Either way, like I said, this is just the pipe dream. This is what we're thinking. This is what we're hoping.
More than likely, we're going to have to do a couple of test games.
Yeah, pretty much. We'll get together and just do a couple of test runs, and then that's when we'll probably pull the trigger. And
now let me throw this out to you, because we were talking about, this is some inside baseball shit tonight. We were talking about the winner getting either a Stein or a mug. I think the winner has to chug out of it.
Well, it's all pending on. Oh, jeez. Das Boot. I mean, there's going to be drinking involved while we're playing. You know that.
Yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
It's a good way to burn a Saturday. That's how I'm looking at it.
Get some food, get some drinks. Good time all around. But no, that's the pipeline or the pipe dream, I should say, of what we're trying to accomplish. So.
Yes. You can't see it if you're listening, but David just gave a thumbs up.
Two thumbs up. 2 thumbs up. 2 thumbs.
But I think that's going to be a lot of fun when we pull it off.
I'm hoping we can. I'm hoping we can pull this off, because it will be fun no matter how you look at it. It will be fun.
And not just fun for us, because it's going to be fun for us.
Oh, yeah, just because it's going to be throwback from when we used to play it constantly in the basement.
Ironically, we'll be playing it in a basement.
Yeah. So a more of a throwback.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. So,
I
but
guess
yeah,
I
no,
better get
that's what we're looking at. So,
on the horizon for 2023.
end the third period. Throw that in there. Why not?
All right, well, let's get to some plugs here quick. The A Show is hosted by our friend Matt and his co-host Chris. You can listen to them and a guest, or I think they're now doing two guests, and the two guests are drafting, not the two of them and a guest. Draft and book the best wrestling show within the parameters given of each show every week. You can find the A Show on CKCC Radio and wherever else you get your podcast. Also, check out my buddy Frankie and his friend Ariel. They host Broken Kayfabe, and that is not on a regular time schedule. It's kind of whenever Frankie can get to posting the interview after he edits it. Frankie's a good dude. Him and his wife do a lot of really awesome things, both for wrestling fans and people in their community. I think he was talking about him and his son recently were building some furniture for a family who were on tough times. So they went and bought furniture and built it for them and got them set up in a new place, and just really sweetheart of a dude. That's kind of why I do this plug, because he's just such a great guy.
Hey.
You can catch me every other week on the Rock and Randy's Pro Wrestling Outlaws podcast, where myself and my fellow moderators of the Rock and Randy's Pro Wrestling Outlaws Facebook group bring our admin chat to you, the listener. It is not family-friendly talk. Lots of just dirty, filthy jokes, and a lot of fun. A lot of times we barely talk wrestling. We end up just going into so many different directions. It's ridiculous.
So like what we do.
Where our next episode will be recorded on Friday the 16th, which was a horrible sequel. We will be doing a discussion about Christmas action films. And we are going to be having a very special guest on that show. So I can't wait to do that one. With that, thank you for joining us for episode 59 of the None Other Sports Podcast. God, when we get to episode 69, half our listenership's going to laugh.
I think we will.
I can tell you Brad from Baseball Together will chuckle, because he always chuckles at that. Thank you for joining us for this 59th episode of the None Other Sports Podcast. You can find us online at our Linktree account. It is listed in the description of every episode. That'll take you to all of our social media pages. That'll take you to our YouTube page and to our creator store, where you can get some NASPOD gear. Man, I haven't done this in a bit. I'm all rusty because we had that off time for Black Friday and Thanksgiving.
Well, it's going to be more, being that holidays coming up.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a second. The None Other Sports Podcast is available for streaming or download at Anchor.fm, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Podcast Addict, Audible, Amazon, TuneIn, iHeart.
We're everywhere.
Pandora, Sirius, we're everywhere. Wherever you get your podcast, please do not forget to subscribe, rate, and review. So this is going to be our last recording for 2022. We would next record on the 23rd, and we are aware that this would drop on Christmas Day. No one's going to listen to that episode.
Everybody's going to be busy with the holidays. It's going to be insane.
Food comas, eggnog hungover. Yeah, no. So
yeah, we just figured this would probably be the best bet, the best thing to just call it for the year, because of all the holiday stuff going on. Everybody's busy. The holidays are always busy, especially my week of holidays, because, well, my wife's birthday and my twins' birthdays are 2 days apart the week after Christmas. So trying to get that all.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
No, not really.
So with that, I'm Jason.
I'm David.
And we'll talk to you next year.
Happy holidays, you filthy animal.
Ah.